Hello everyone, myself Puneet, Assistant Professor, Department of Information Science and Engineering, MIT, Mysore. Today I'll be explaining the second lab cycle program of your machine learning laboratory, that is candidate elimination. So before starting with this, hope everyone have seen the first video, that is your FindUs algorithm of ML lab. So before starting with the actual program execution, so I thought of going with a simple example to make you understand what is exactly a candidate elimination is. So hope you all have understood in the FindUs algorithm. What is FindUs actually is finding out the most specific hypothesis for a given set of training example. So let me just brief out what exactly a FindUs algorithm and what exactly a concept learning is, because all FindUs candidate elimination comes under this concept learning. So what is this concept learning now? Say for example, training a mission with a set of examples is what is concept learning is. Say for example, I want to have a set of examples which defines the property of a chair, okay, or a car, something like that. So there are different models of a car or different types of chair. I can be more specific by saying that bring me a chair with the hands, or get me a plastic chair, or I can be more generalized, get me a chair. So in that case I can get any chair. I can get a wooden chair or a plastic chair or a roller chair, anything I may get. So this is what about a specific and a general. So how to define a specific or a general means with respect to its attributes. Yes my friends, the attributes for a given entity is more important in that case. So what we do is, in case of your FindUs, as I said, we are only getting the most specific hypothesis. Okay. Now, in case of candidate elimination, we need to define two things, that is S0 and G0. So we need to develop, or we need to find out what is G0 and S0. Okay. So in case of that, what is most general hypothesis and most specific hypothesis? Okay. So in order to find out most general hypothesis or a specific hypothesis, first we need to have a set of training examples. So as I mentioned, hope you all have understood what is concept learning, wherein which you are going to understand with respect to a given set of examples will be taken with a given set of attributes, and its values are taken together to decide about a thing. It might be a chair or a car. So as I said, it can be generalized or I can be more specific. I might tell him get me a plastic chair with having a hand rest, okay, or get me a wooden chair without a hand rest. So I can be more specific in specifying the values for those attributes for a chair. So based on that, we need to classify our specific as well as generalize. Now what is this hypothesis meant to be? Say whenever we have a set of training examples, we need to train the machine such that the next coming examples, it can identify automatically what it is. Say for example, I will give 4 to 5 attributes of a chair to a machine. Based on those attributes, it has to identify whether I am telling a plastic chair or just a chair or a wooden chair, so and so. So this classification can happen only through this training process. How to do a training process? We need to do with hypothesis setting. So once you have a set of hypotheses being predefined with the help of predefined training examples, we can easily then perform the classification purpose. So in order to do a classification, we go with the concept learning. Now what is the main difference between a FindUs and a candidate elimination? So as I mentioned, the first thing is in FindUs algorithm, we only take the positive examples, we won't take the negative examples. Okay, I'll tell what is positive and negative in the example what I'm going to take now. The second thing is, in FindUs we have only one hypothesis, whereas in your candidate elimination we have set of hypothesis, which is called as version space. So what is this version space? Okay, set of all hypotheses, let me repeat, set of all hypotheses which lie between the boundary, that is specific boundary, and the generalized boundary is called as version space. Okay, there might be more than 1 or 2 hypotheses which we can get. We'll see that now for this training example, how to get our version space. But before getting a version space, the first thing is identifying your generalized identifying your specific boundary is your major task of your candidate elimination algorithm. Now, so in today's lecture, we will understand, or we will go with an example and see how exactly to generate this generalized and a specific boundary with respect to this example. So, I have taken the same example of your find X algorithm, which was your plate sports example, in which there are 6 attributes deciding on whether the game can be played or not based on the weather condition. Okay. So, we have I have taken 4 examples wherein which the first 2 are game can be played, that is positive, third one is negative, and the fourth one is positive. Okay. So, now this is the example I am going to take now in order to generate to develop the boundary. Which boundary? The specific as well as the generalized boundary. Okay. Now, so hope you understood what is concept learning, the version space. Okay, and I am coming to the candidate elimination. Now, I have taken as S0. Okay, I have taken as S0, and I have taken 6 phi's to define the specific hypothesis, because initially I have not yet started with any example, so I have defined it as phi. In case of generalized, I have taken all 6 question marks. Okay, the meaning of question mark indicates that it can, question mark is one is generalized to everything, means this particular attribute can take any values for that attribute, okay, based on the given set of values. Say for example, if this is the first attribute, okay, it can take sunny as well as rainy. So question mark indicates what? It can take both sunny as well as rainy, like this it is. So it is a generalized one, so I have taken 6 question marks to indicate a generalized hypothesis. So G0 and S0 has been taken. Now what we need to do is, let us take one particular instance at a time, okay, and perform the candidate elimination process. Okay. First example is a sunny, warm, normal, strong, warm, and same. So I will go with the candidate elimination now. The first step is whether to look whether it is a positive or a negative example. Okay, people, if it is a positive example, okay, do what? Try to make it as a specific. Okay, once it is specific, then compare with the generalized and just check whether can this made be more generalized than given specific. Okay, it's quite confusing in the initial stage. We'll get to know one by one after each instance being taken. So one thing you need to understand, for all the positive examples, okay, I need to grow my specific hypothesis. I'll repeat again, for all my positive instances or positive examples, I need to grow my specific boundary. Okay, for all the negative example, I am supposed to shrink my generalized boundary. Okay, so given any positive examples, we are going to grow the specific boundary. It goes on. It is, this part is same as your finders, people. The first part of, whenever you have a positive example, the candidate elimination is same as your finders. But when it comes to the negative example, the task is different in case of candidate elimination, because in candidate elimination we are also taking the negative examples. So as I said, it will grow, it will shrink. Okay. Now taking with the first example, as we have all phi's here, so your S1, okay, my S1 will be the same as that. That is, we have sunny, warm, normal, strong. I'll just rub this. Strong, warm, same. Okay, I have left out the target attribute. These are called as target attribute, as you all know, because you have already seen in the find S algorithm. Okay, anyhow, while explaining, if some examples what I want to mention will be displaying on the screen, you can have a view on it. Now, so as I said, this is my now specific. Why? Because it's a positive example. Anyhow, right now we have 5. We have nothing with the given set of boundary now. So I'll replace my first specific with the first instance what I have got. Why? Because it is a positive example. So now sunny, warm, normal, strong, warm, same is my S1. Means by now at after first instance this is my specific boundary. So once you done this, the algorithm not yet over. What does algorithm says now is, the algorithm says check whether can this specific can be made more generalized than this. Okay, so what I am saying is sunny is specific because it is mentioning a specific attribute value, right? Can it be made more generalized than question mark? No, because question mark is more generalized than the sunny, right? Because as I mentioned, question mark indicates all the possible values for this given attribute, the first attribute. It might be a sunny or a rainy, but in this instance we have only one attribute value for this particular attribute, that is sunny. So question mark is more generalized than this. So G1 remains the same. Hope you all got it. Okay, so G1 remains the same. Okay, now continuing, let me take the next example, that is this, that is the second instance. Again also it's a positive. Okay, so as I mentioned, when we have a positive example, what I'm supposed to do, I need to go with the specific boundary. So while going with the specific boundary, what you're supposed to do is we need to compare with this current hypothesis now. My current specific hypothesis is this one, right? That is S1. I need to compare with this. If any two attributes, okay, have the same value for the corresponding position, then I need to replace with question mark. Same as your find S algorithm. Okay, so sunny is there, sunny is there. Let me take S2. So sunny, sunny both are same, so I'll retain as it is. Okay, next warm, sorry, this is my attribute, right? Anyhow it is same. Warm, warm, so keep as it is. Normal, high. So now we have a current hypothesis as normal, current instance of example has high. Do what now? Replace with the question mark. Means what it is saying now? It says that the third attribute for the given play sports data set, it can take for both the positive examples, sometimes it is normal, sometimes it is high. If it is normal or high, it means what? It is a positive classification, means classify it as a positive. So in that case, question mark indicates what? It can take all the possible values, either normal or high. Now moving on. Next, strong, strong. So retain it same. Strong itself. Next, warm, warm, then same, same. So both are same. Next, warm, same. So this is my hypothesis after taken the second training example, okay, wherein which my first two examples were positive. Okay, so normally what this plus or S indicates to you all is, it's how you train your machine. It says that if you have this type of values for attribute, for all the 6 attributes, classify it as S, means game can be played. If this is there, game can be played. What difference you find on these two, whether normal or high the temperature, the game can be played. So I put question mark. Question mark indicates what now? Any attribute value with respect to other attributes, the game can be played. S positive. Moving on with the next training example, that is the third one, which is a negative one. Now comes the major task of candidate elimination when compared to the find S algorithm. So carefully please listen this. So we have rainy, cold, high, strong, warm and change. So now what we will do is, we go with the most generic now. Okay, most generic. Now what happens here is, when we have this, before that we have S2, we need to have G2. Can this be replaced with this? No, because question mark is more than this. Anyhow question mark is there, but rest all can be same. So G2 remains the same. Now I need to develop G3. Okay. Now how to write this G3 as a major? That is, hypothesis with respect to general. Okay, that is general hypothesis. We are done with the specific hypothesis or specific hypothesis boundary. But we need to now go with the general. Why general? Because I have a negative example. See people, when I say negative example, what I am saying is I need to use this training data. In future, if I give this same kind of data, I need to be able to classify it as it's not a chair or it's not a car, or the game cannot be played, something like that. So negative examples are more important while training a machine because it has to understand what not to be taken as a specific item, either a car or a chair. So on that case, how to handle with this negative example, let us see. The first thing you are supposed to go with is, we have rainy here, okay, and we have question mark here, okay. Now when we have a rainy here as a negative example, just check out with your hypothesis itself, okay, your hypothesis itself, what can be taken here, means apart from rainy, what this attribute can take, it can take sunny, yes, then do what, then replace this rainy with a whole set of values for sunny, okay, let me write it, you will get it. So the first one is rainy, so in case of that, write sunny followed by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so as we can see here, okay, so that is my G3 right now, sunny followed by 5 question marks, means this particular instance, okay, this particular attribute value was rainy in case of negative example. What are the other possible values for this rainy? Can be sunny. So I have taken, to say it is a positive classification and not to be a negative classified, always the first attribute should be what? Sunny. That is what it meant to be. Always when you want to classify something positive based on negative example, I am saying, it is saying that, so not I am, it is saying that it is rainy over here, it says it's a negative example. So what is the opposite of rainy? In this case, or in your hypothesis, current specific hypothesis, it is sunny. So it meant to be what now? Always when you have a general classification, never ever have a rainy as an attribute for the first one. So in this case, I need to specify sunny. Compulsorily, this can have anything, but for the first one, it should be sunny only. This is the step number 1 with respect to first instance. Next, moving on with the next one, we have cold. Again now, cold as question mark. So now compare cold. See what are the option, other values we have. Do we have other values? We have warm. You can see in this also. We have warm. So replace this with question mark, the first attribute, because cold is a second attribute. What is the opposite of cold? We have warm, because cold is a negative classified. We don't want cold. We want the opposite one, that is warm. Warm we have, followed by 1, 2, 3, 4. Why? Because this is my second attribute. So this way I got my second in attributes values with respect to the given negative. Negative classification says that the second attribute has cold. Okay, to say that, to generalize that, given any instances in future, any examples being given for classification, to classify it as positive, always the second attribute should be warm, not the cold, because cold is classified as negative. We got the generalized one. Next one we have high. Okay, next moving on to the high, we have high as well as normal. Okay, directly I will go with this one specific, and we have here question mark. Okay, means what? Already it is generalized. It's saying that whether it can have high or normal, any both, it will be classified as what? Positive classification, because already in my specific hypothesis for the third attribute I have got question mark. So no need to write for a particular hypothesis instances for this. Okay, let me repeat why I am not writing, because the third attribute says for a negative classification high. Okay, coming to the specific hypothesis what we have right now, it's already having question mark, or else you can check with the other both attributes what we have in the instances. We have normal and high, because it can take both the possible values, so it can be high or normal both the times for positive. Okay, so in that case this particular attribute doesn't classify it with respect to attribute value. So no need of taking it for generalization. Okay, because it's already question mark. Question mark is only generalized, need not generalize it anymore. Okay, next, strong. Okay, we have strong here, and the specific also has strong. If you want, you can see with other attributes also, everywhere it is strong only. Means what it says, on this case we need not replace with any other attribute. Why? Because it says that strong is the only attribute, only attribute value for this fourth attribute. It cannot be with any other value for it. So in that case, it cannot be negatively classified because the only option for that value is strong. So it remains as usual. Again, it no changes. Okay, see, it's a good example. We have both the cases. One, all the possible values can be taken for this third attribute, high as well as normal. So I need not write it in the generalized one. Another case here is only one attribute value. Strong is the only attribute value for this fourth attribute. So again, you need not generalize it. Okay, because whenever you give a positive example or a negative example, it doesn't matter to me with the value of fourth attribute because it is always strong for both positive as well as for negative. So in that case, the fourth attribute doesn't affect more on classification of positive or negative examples for me through candidate elimination. So I won't write it again. Coming to the fifth one, that is your warm. We already have warm here. So again, it is having same value with the given positive examples. Again, I need not write for warm also. Hope you got this, I guess. Because see, again the fifth attribute, what it's saying is the value for the fifth attribute is warm, negative example. Again, in positive example, it is also warm. When there are same values for both positive and negative, again I cannot use this particular attribute for classification. So again I can't use this for generalizing. Okay. Next, my sixth attribute is change. For my negative example, change, and we have same. So we have two different values. So we have a change and we have a same here. So what is the opposite value for change we have here? Same. So then write a, so I write it here, question mark 3, 4, 5, sixth attribute is change. So to have a positive classification, always I need to have same for the sixth attribute. Okay. Now this is my G3. This is my G3. Means what? It is my hypothesis or the boundary for generalized. Why generalized? It is generalizing a given set of training examples. When it is generalizing, whenever we have a negative example, we are generalizing because we are saying what should not be as a case of classification. Whenever we have a rainy, do not have rainy for positive classification, have what? Sunny. Case of cold, we need to have warm. Why didn't I get high and strong as well as warm? Because all these three attributes have a common value for both positive and negative. High for negative, high for positive. Strong for negative, strong for positive. Warm for negative, warm for positive. So it has the same value for positive and negative, so I can't use those attributes for classification in the future. So I have not taken that third, fourth and fifth attribute. Coming to the last attribute, we have change. For positive we have same, or you can take the hypothesis right now. It is same there. So in this case, I cannot go with this. Again, I need to write a generalized one for that also. So all together form me G3. Now I need to find out S3. Okay. Now does S3 changes with respect to the given generalized one? I guess S3 will remain same. Why? Because when compared with this, see, sunny is there, warm is here, okay, and same is here. So your S3 remains the same. So let me write it for you all. So the S3 is sunny, sunny, warm, question mark, strong, warm, and same. Okay, this is my S3. So hope you have a clear picture till now. We have done with 1, 2, 3 instances. Still fourth instance I need to take. The 4 training example I am supposed to take to finalize my specific boundary as well as generalized boundary. Hope you got how to deal with the generalized one whenever you have a negative example. Okay. Now going with the fourth example, again it is a positive S, so it will be a simpler one for all of us. If it is a positive, I'll go with this now. Now S4, okay, see we have sunny here, warm, question mark, strong, warm, same. Compare with sunny, same. So when it is same, what is supposed to do? Write it directly. So sunny, second is warm, so write it down, warm. Next we have question mark, high, question mark is more generalized than high, so write it as it is, strong, write it as it is. Next warm, cool. So now we have two different attributes for the positive itself. Okay, so before the positive has warm, now it is having cool. So different attribute replaced with question mark indicates what? This particular fifth attribute can take either warm or cool for fourth instance, after taking the fourth instance. Next, same, change. So again we have two different values for a same attribute in positive as well as in the specific hypothesis as well as in the current example 4 what you have taken, instance 4. So again replace this with question mark. So this is my S4. Now just check before writing, can I have G4, means can I generalize this, means can I make it more specific, means I am trying to move generic towards specific and moving specific towards generic to finalize their boundary correspondingly. Okay, so I am trying to move a generic and I am trying to move specific with respect to this. So on this, how to apply the generic one with respect to specific. Now see in this example, as all you can see, I have sunny here, we have sunny here. Okay, so I can have this. Okay, next I have warm here, okay, and there is warm here, so warm can be there. Okay, next one, we have same here, but there is no same, means it is already made it more generalized than this. Hope you are getting it right. What it says is already I have a question mark in this particular position, that is a sixth attribute position. This question mark indicates already it is generalized, it can take any type of value. I need not be specific towards generalized with respect to the same. So on G4 what happens, this particular thing will be removed. What is my G4 now? It is sunny, question mark, and question mark, warm, question mark. So this will be removed. So this is my S4 and this is my G4. So this is my specific hypothesis or the specific boundary and my generalized boundary. So these are the specific boundary and generalized boundary which will help me out to generate my version space. To do what? It will help me out in generating the version space. So now let me I will display this example on the screen for you all. I'll just tell out you people how to generate the version space. Okay, it will be required in your theory part also, not only with the laboratory part. So what is my generalized boundary, what I have got? It is my sunny, warm, question mark, strong, question mark. And coming to the generalized, that is my G4 is we have got two things here. One is sunny, question mark, question mark, question mark, phi, and the another one is question mark, warm, question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark. Oh. Yeah. So now, to develop my version space, after applying the candidate elimination for given 4 training examples, have got my specific boundary and generalized boundary. Okay, what would we do in case of getting this? We took a specific hypothesis as phi and we took a question mark as generalized. We took each example based on a positive or a negative example. We made specific more general and general more specific. Okay, wherein which specific was shrinking, generalized was growing. Sorry, generalized was getting to be shrinked and specific was keeping to grow. Okay, so now how to develop a version space? Okay, so once you have this boundary, actually with respect to your second lab cycle program, we will be able to generate this output. Okay, anyhow, after this video I will show you the laboratory part also. I will explain each and every line of your second lab cycle program and I will debug the program and I will show you the output of it. So before going to see the program execution, I will just wind up with how to write the version space for it. Okay, see here, in my generalized boundary I have one attribute sunny and warm with 5 question marks. Okay, here I have 3 attributes with 3 question marks. What can be in between is 2 attributes with 4 question marks. 3 attribute values with 3 question marks on the other side, 1 with 5. So I need to have with 2 with 4 now. How to do it? Version space. My first will be, see how to write the version space. First thing is very important. I have sunny here, warm and strong is there, sunny and warm is here. Okay, so we need to have what? Combination of values with this. So sunny can have with warm, as we can write. So sunny, warm, question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark. Sunny is the first value and warm is the second attribute value. I have replaced it. Okay, to get the version space, intermediate hypothesis. Okay, second one, can I write with warm with strong? Yes, because warm and strong are in the same specific hypothesis. So we have question mark, warm, question mark, strong, sorry, can't write it there, I will write here itself. That is question mark, warm, question mark, strong, question mark, question mark. Okay, so I went with this, then this with this. There's one more which can have where 2 attributes and 4 question marks. That is sunny with strong. That is warm. Second one is question mark, third is question mark, and 4 is strong. Then question mark, question mark. Okay, so these are possible 2 attribute values with 4 question marks. Only 3 possibilities for the given 2, 1, 2, 3, and this 2. 1 attribute with 5 question marks, 3 attributes with 3 question marks. In between I can have 2 attributes with 4 question marks. So now this indicates my version space. Okay, what does version space tell now you? It says that these are the possible hypotheses. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 possible hypotheses which can be used in order to classify for the given set of training example whether the game can be played or not, because my training example is all about play sports. Okay, so if I give any 5th example to classify it, I will be using this 5 hypothesis in order to classify it whether a positive or a negative based on this. Okay, so I can say, as you can see here, sunny and warm and strong. Okay, for example, I will give a input. I have only 2 values for it, sunny and warm. Okay, I don't know what are the rest of attributes. Now this question mark indicates what? It indicates doesn't matters with the last 4 attributes if the first 2 attribute is a sunny and the second one is a warm. As a value for first 2 attributes, I can classify it as what? Positive. Okay. The same case for this also. Okay. So this way the version space is being developed for a given set of boundary, specific boundary as well as generalized boundary. So in case of candidate elimination algorithm, which is your second lab cycle program, we are going to develop the boundaries, not the version space. We will be having the boundaries, the specific boundary as well as the generalized boundary. Okay. So candidate elimination is one such concept learning wherein which we will be able to use both positive and negative examples to train our model. Okay. Not once you get the hypothesis, which is the specific as well as general, which is called as a boundary here, then we can have a version space very easily, because version space is not a one single hypothesis as we have in finders, it is a set of hypotheses. Okay. So next we will see the execution of this second lab cycle program with the program of it. Okay. Thank you.